Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and I want to talk about the glut of ICOs. Literally, I am getting contacted daily by new ICOs, and I just keep thinking to myself, there's too many of them. We cannot sustain this many new platforms, new coins coming out, new tokens. How is this sustainable if we have at least one a day coming out? And I think the answer is that it's not, because in business terms, what's happening here is that a few people had a good thing, and everybody else sees that, that's an entrepreneur, and says, oh, I want that good thing too. I'm going to create it. And so then we have all of this competition out here. What happens when you have so much competition? A whole bunch of these start to fail. And so being really early in the game was really good, but now, what is it that's going to make an ICO successful? And there is a lot of fraud. So, a couple of questions here. Which ICOs do you invest in? And how do you know if an ICO that you're going to invest in is fraudulent? And I think that I have some criteria for this. So, one, does the coin or token have a purpose? If the coin or token's purpose is to make money, I have come to the conclusion that that is not okay. So, an example of this is Zootcoin. Now, I know that I have talked about Zootcoin here before. I have referred you guys and gals to Zootcoin because it looked very interesting. I did say right from the very beginning that it looked suspect and that I was just trying it. And I can say that I've made money on it, but I have a lot of concerns about it. And I actually regret having referred anybody to it. And so anybody who's still in there now, cash your stuff out and move on, you'll be okay. But anybody who gets in now, since I don't want to just come right out and say what I'm thinking, except that I'm not happy with it. Even though I made some money on it, I am not happy with it. And so that's really got me thinking about all these other ICOs that are coming to me. And so I'm getting more jaded. I am getting more suspect. I am questioning more what the motives are of each one of these coins. Zootcoin clearly is a coin to make money. And is that okay? Well, in the BitConnect style, I guess it is. But we did see what happened to BitConnect. It imploded. And it could not sustain the Ponzi-like behaviors that it had. So, what are we going to do here now? What am I going to do about this, and how am I evaluating these? Because I do believe that there are more ICOs coming out that do have value, that do have a reason to exist, that will cause change and will be of benefit to society. I know, these are all really big things I'm talking about. And, so, and I'm thinking much beyond just myself, and I'm thinking much beyond just you and me. I'm thinking beyond, out to society and everything. Like, there's a reason why when casino companies have come to me, gaming companies have come to me, why I have turned them down on doing anything with them. And it's because I don't like the effects on society of gambling. Now, I have gambled plenty of times. I will do it in the future. I'm really good at Texas Hold'em. And, I seem to walk out with more money every time I'm in Vegas. So there's something there. But I am not addicted to it. And that addictive behavior is something that I do not want to support. And I lived in Biloxi, Mississippi for a year. in Biloxi, there are some giant casinos. And I could see the poverty around these casinos and the people addicted to going to the casinos and what kind of impact that had on their life, on their family's life, and society in general. You know, the crime around casinos is really high. So these are some choices that I've made personally, and I want to go forth and I want to share with you about more ICOs, but a couple of problems here. Like I said, one is there's too many of them, and two, there's fraudulent ones out there. So here's my plan. My plan is that I am going to offer, and I'm going to be very clear about this. So if you're doing an ICO, this is the offer. I will cover your coin, and I will accept payment for giving coverage to your coin in Bitcoin. $500 in Bitcoin will get me to do a video. See, I'm being really transparent about this. I hope you see this. I will do a video of my opinion. I will do a full review of the coin or token, of the process, of the white paper, of what it means for the community, what its mission is, all of that for $500 Bitcoin. Now, if you are watching this video much, much later after I posted it, depending on how things go, I may be charging more or less. But you can contact me. My contact information is on YouTube. Now, why am I telling all of you who are my viewers this as well? Well, it's because I want to have 100% transparency about what my interest is in any coins that I choose to cover and talk about. And I think that's really important for integrity, because I feel like I've hurt my integrity a little bit with Zoopcoin, and I am not going to do that again. So this is my offer. I assume that I actually will have multiple coins that I'm reviewing per week coming up here in the future. I already have some ICOs that have asked me to do this and have agreed to my cost. Now, here's why I've set it up this way. Because if I accept Bitcoin for payment, I'm getting paid for my time and my expertise. And if I were to accept their coin in the ICO, then that would cause a conflict of interest. That would cause me, you could perceive, or you'd be correct, that my interest in the coin is, that if I pump it up, that it's going to go higher in price and that I would benefit more. But if I just take payment in Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, something like that, then no big deal. I am not biased in that regards to whether it does good or bad. Now, whether I choose to buy some my own, well, okay, whatever. But I just want to do this in a way where I am not, where I can, get paid for my time, but at the same time, I'm giving you an honest opinion. Also, any ICO that wants to pay me for a review that I will do here on YouTube will not have any editorial control. The response I will give back to them is, please look at my coverage of other coins, and if you like what you see, great. If you don't, that's okay, because I'm going to give you an honest opinion. If you don't have a community cause, if you don't have a reason for the coin, that is going to be, that right there is going to knock like 50% off. If you're saying this coin is just to make money, right off the bat, 50% off of my opinion. My opinion's 50% lower. So don't even bother. But if you have a public purpose, if you are working on clean energy, if you are working on society's problems, if you are, working on, safer transactions, faster transactions, better economics, better business practices, all of these things, that's going to make my opinion go up, and I'm going to say as such. So, okay, so that's kind of a little bit of the future, and I really wanted to make this public because I think it is so important to be very transparent about this, and I don't want to have to explain this in every video. So there we have that. Now, the second problem is, can you trust the ICO that you're looking at? And I've seen some out there that I look at and I go, I don't understand why anyone would be involved in this. And I've tried a couple of them where I have bought into the ICO, knowing that in my gut that I feel like something might be wrong with it. And some have turned out okay, some have not. So I will do my best to just present the information. And it's still going to be up to you on whether or not you take the risk. Because I cannot definitively, one way or another, tell you if something is a scam until it shows itself as a scam. So there's a theory, there's a saying that thieves want to be caught. And if you haven't heard that before, it is a theory that I have held for many years in dealing with people attempting to rip us off in our company and people attempting to scam me out of something or whatever. But what always happens is that thieves want to brag. They like to brag. When you are really successful at something, just think about this for your personal self. Not about scamming or anything like that. But when you do really well in something, let's say it's in school, my kids. So, my daughter comes home with straight A's. She's got that report card all up in my face. She is very proud about it. She wants to talk about it. And that's a normal thing. So, when scammers and thieves are successful at what they do, they want to talk about it. This is other secret sauce that I have never told you guys on here. If you go back and look at some of the interviews I've done with scammers and thieves, you'll see that what they're actually doing is bragging about things that they have done, accomplishments they have made. And why the hell would they want to do an interview on YouTube with me? I mean, seriously, So it's only the really smart ones that you never hear about that never get caught. Everybody else has this need to be recognized for their success, for the things that they do really well and everything. And if they're scammer or thief, they want to be recognized for that. And so, thieves and scammers want to be caught. And if you believe that, you will know that eventually they are going to brag and they're going to out themselves. Whether that is through a preponderance of people figuring out that something's not right, or from them themselves saying that they are screwing you. I know. Seems pretty crazy that that would even be the case. But just look at that in your real life. In your life, do you brag about failures? No. You typically hide them. Do you want to talk about your success? Even sometimes when your success has no relevance to the person you're telling it to. They're like, I don't care if you slayed the dragon in that video game, son. Mom and dad, maybe most mom and dads now play video games because I'm generation one. I'm 47 years old, and my kids now, I have a good range of kids. I have 6 kids. Did you know that? And, they all play video games in one way or another. But my parents fail to understand what it is that I even do for a living, working in the video game industry. So, anyway, okay, I hope that I've been very transparent. I hope that if you have an ICO and you want me to review it, contact me. My contact information is on YouTube. And I will give an honest review that is not anything but paid for attention, but give my honest opinion. And I hope that can be a little piece of how you and I figure out whether or not a new ICO is worth it. Because the reality is, if you get in on an ICO and it is worth it, you do very, very well on it. So, thank you for listening. Please give me your comments. Please hit the subscribe button, especially if you made it this far. Obviously you have an interest in this stuff, and hit that little bell next to it so that you are alerted next time I post a video. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care.